Story of Paul Atreides, better known and feared as the man christened Muad'Dib, continues. As Emperor of the known universe, he possesses more power than a single man was ever meant to wield. Worshipped as a religious icon by the fanatical Fremen, Paul faces the enmity of the political houses he displaced when he assumed the throne, and a conspiracy conducted within his own sphere of influence.
Hello and welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I'm your host Liam, aka Himbar, and today I'll be doing a spoiler-free review of Frank Herbert's Dune, Messiah. Dune, Messiah is a 1969 novel and sequel to the critically acclaimed Dune, which I have not done a review for. I read it before I started my channel, and I haven't reviewed almost any books I read before I started my channel, so I'm sure you can find a million reviews of Dune out there. This sequel did come out about 4 years after the first book. I read it about over a year after I read the first book, which I read with my brother originally. This one is way shorter. It is a sequel. It's not really I know some people say it's kind of a added part to Dune. I don't really agree. I mean, maybe in some sense, sure. But this is way more character-focused than plot-focused. The plot in Dune, well, it ended on a good place. So this is very different. It does take place 12 years after as well, which I think, again, I don't see that as being a separate part, or as part of Dune. I see it as a sequel, kindly because of that. And Paul, of course, is the Emperor. He gained that throne at the end of Dune. And this is really just a lot of Paul and his sister, and there's lots of politics, and particularly, no one liking Paul besides the Fremen, and the Fremen specifically worshiping him as a god, essentially. There were some interesting parts of the story. I wasn't exactly sure I would like it that much going into it, but then there was this super cool part, which I won't spoil, and I thought it was awesome, and I thought it ended awesomely. So I am really looking forward to Children of Dune, and then God, Emperor of Dune. I don't know if I'll read past that, but I would like to read 5 and 6 at some point. I just don't know how high priority that is for me. So this is going to be the most basic review ever, but I liked it. It's got good character work. It's trippy. I mean, the book was inspired by Herbert's experience with psychedelic mushrooms, so that's not like super surprising. I hear it just gets trippier, but it's cool. It's still recognizably cool, honestly. Paul definitely goes into this more Messiah figure, which he is going into in the first book, but he definitely gets more into it. We also get to see some atomics in this book, which is pretty cool, as this far future is not really explained a lot in depth. I think that wouldn't really work a lot in a modern book. I think a lot of modern books would explain exactly how the history of this world came to be like where you are now, but they don't do that in a lot of older books, so I appreciate that. I'm fine with it explaining it sometimes, as long as it's not holding my hand. But Dune, Messiah is definitely from 1969. Take that as you will. I enjoyed it. I wasn't planning on doing a review for this, but I did read this one actually 2 months ago now, so I am definitely behind on my reviews. So sorry I didn't take any notes, and I don't have much to say besides character work is good. A nice intermediate part, I believe, because I'm sure things are going to heat up in Children of Dune, which is kind of seen as book 3 of a trilogy of sorts. So I am looking forward to that one. I think if you liked Dune, I still think you'll like this here, though just beware that Paul is not really a knight in shining armor. I didn't get that vibe from him in the first place, but apparently some people do, and they're kind of disappointed with Dune, Messiah, and he's just not. So don't expect him to be, but it is still pretty awesome. There's some pretty cool stuff in here that I think you should just experience.